Greetings, everybody, and welcome to episode 2 of the Platinum Podcast. I am your host, Wayne, and we're back for day 2, and we made it. Again, I apologize for the quality of the first video, or first podcast. It was not so great. It seemed like it was a little rambly and whatnot, but I think we were going to do better today, because now we got a flow going. It'll just get better from here. That's the way I feel. Anyway, I do have some news. The Siege of Orgrimmar raid schedule has been released, so I'll just kind of go over that with you. Of course, Siege of Orgrimmar will debut next week on September the 10th, on Tuesday, in North America, and you'll be able to start, if you start raiding normal and flex. Yep, the flex rating will debut on the 10th. So on September 10th, the day the patch releases, as I've already stated, normal mode will be fully unlocked and ready to go, so there won't be any gated wings or anything like that, like people were fearing that was going to happen. So no worries about that. And then we will get Flex Wing number 1, which is the Veil of Eternal Sorrows. And that's basically, it's kind of like, if you want to wrap your mind around it, it's similar to LFR in that you get the first 3 bosses, and then you get the next 3 bosses, and so on, so forth. Now, on September 17th, the heroic version of the raid will debut. And then Flexwing 2, Gates of Retribution, will open, and Raid Finder Ring 1 of the Veil of Eternal Sorrows will debut. So basically, I think they're staggering them to a degree, because essentially what's going to happen is you get Flex Wing 1, Flex Wing 2, and then Raid Finder. And then on September the 24th, you get Raid Finder Wing 2, which is Gates of Retribution. And on October 1st, you get Flex Wing 3, which is the Underhold. And then in October 8th, you get Flex Wing 3, which is the Underhold. And then on the 15th, you get Flex Wing 4, which is Downfall. And then on October 22nd, you get the Raid Finder Wing 4, which is also Downfall. The reason Blizzard does that is to stagger it, because the way I understand it, they don't want like the top end guilds, the Methods and the Blood Legions, etc. They really don't want LFR people beating the final boss of an expansion or a patch before they can. And I can understand that, because I really don't, somebody who's top end and they work really hard to do what they want to do what they do. And I'm talking about, they take off vacation days and things like that for a week, maybe a week and a half, depending on how long it takes to try to get these bosses down in a timely manner. I can understand why they should be allowed to see the content first. It's not a big deal. I mean, they have to do normal to unlock it, but to have that first, or that race for world first and everything, I think it's fair. At least it's not, at least the whole rating situation isn't gated like in Wrath of the Lich King with Ice Crown. Because Ice Crown was I think they stretched that out a little too long. I'm sure many people listening can agree with that. So yeah, that's coming up. We've got some, I will go over a few of the patch notes if I can get here. We talked about character models yesterday. We'll talk about a little bit about the Timeless Isle. See, you got, I'll just read it from Blizzard's Blue Post. So like you got, say, not far off the southeastern shores of the Jade Forest lies the Timeless Isle, a mysterious place riddled with spirit creatures, challenging encounters, and even a fiery demigod. Explorers who reach its shores enter uncharted territory filled with trials that will test their skills, tenacity, cleverness, and pet battle prowess. Pet battles. And these new pets they look adorable. Absolutely adorable. What I'll do is I'll set up a picture when I post this on the blog. at blogspot.platinumsanctum.com. When I put these on the blog, I'll be sure to send a link to that so y'all can see these new pets that are coming. A Timeless Tournament. Among its many enigmas, the Timeless Isle plays host to a celestial tournament where veteran tamers can exercise their skills in an all-new pet battle scenario. Led by Emperor Xiao Hao and featuring notable figures from Pandaren lore, this legendary event demands the utmost from those who participate, and requires a skilled and varied roster of level 25 pets if you have any hope to survive. Speaking to Master Lee will get you into the Celestial Tournament, where you will take on powerful pet battle pros like Chen Stormstout, Shade Master Kirin, and even the indomitable Blingtron 4000. And in the end, your skills will be pushed to the limits as you faced off against the mighty Celestial Champions. Yay. So this is all about the Celestial Tournament. That's kind of cool if you like pet battles. I think I've highest I've gotten a character pet battle is to like level 8, which is fine. It's just, I do it when I do it. But when I found out you could actually level up while doing it, I was like, huh, that's pretty cool. That is pretty interesting. I want to try to go over some things here. Oh wow, this is gone. I think I hit the wrong button. I found Cataclysm Crash Changes. Oh, never hit the wrong button. Never hit the wrong button. Cataclysm. Here we go. Got him back here. So, and also, just to remind everybody, if you have not gotten your Horde Breaker title, this is the last week to do it. So if you have any characters that still need it, you better go ahead and run those quests so you can be able to get that. I don't want anybody missing out that want it. And remember, it's tied to individual characters. It is not a account-bound achievement. So you have to do it on each character to get the title. I believe afterwards it becomes a feat of strength. So it's not an actual number. It's not an actual number achievement, which is fine. Let's see. We talked about some different things yesterday to make sure I don't overlap. Obviously, that's because that's not a good thing to do. Alright, so I'm going to hit page 2 this time instead of page last, which takes you back all the way back to cat content. Woohoo! Okay. Oh, that's kind of cool. Apparently you'll be able to get a mount from Galacross, which is one of the raid bosses in Siege of Orgrimmar. It's the dragon raid boss. So you kill it, you got a chance to get a... oh, I'm sorry. My bad. It doesn't drop off him. It is a reward for getting Glory of the Orgrimmar Raider. Okay. So, no, it's not a drop. You just have to do the achievements to get it. That's fine. Yeah, let's see. Looking at blue tweets. Not really interested in all that. Alright, went over that about the bears. I will go, since I'm here, here's a few changes. And like I said, next week, probably the Monday podcast, it'll probably be longer than usual. It'll just be huge patch note, bonanza. So at that time, I'm hoping that everything that is going to be in the game will be implemented in a nice, clean patch note. So I don't have to go over it every single day about different patch notes. But, this is like a particular one I thought would be in. So, mastery enchants on characters under level 80. This is something that was interesting because, you don't get mastery until level 80. So, Blizzard's official word on that, we're actually modifying Windsong, using Windsong as an example. Modifying Windsong not to proc mastery for players below level 80. It will always proc either crit or haste. For flat mastery enchants, maybe you don't put them on characters that don't have mastery yet. Good point. Yeah, that's an excellent point. And let's see. Connected realms and faction balance. While faction balance is one of the factors, this is talking about the connected realms, which was originally called virtual realms, and now they're calling it connected, which probably a better name. We'll see. So, while faction balance is one of the factors that will be taken into account when deciding on which realms we will connect, we will most likely not see a perfect faction balance on the connected realms in the end. The reason for this is that the Alliance is generally the most popular faction on PvE realms, while it is the Horde that is most popular on PvP realms, and we cannot connect PvE with PvP realms. Thank you, because I don't want to be on a PvP realm. And yeah, people who are aware, we do have a sister guild on a Horde side on the Twisting Nether server, which is on RP PvP server. It's called Cashews of Chaos. Yeah, I know. Funny name. So, and I'm well if it's a PvP realm. And the reason I did that is I just wanted something different and challenging and whatnot. And apparently it's really challenging because I hear people all the time like, I can't level up because I can't do the things because people kill me all the time. I apologize, but hey, it's a different experience. Give it that much, right? Let's see, arena pass. Don't worry about that. Let's see, patch 5.4, Elemental Shaman RNG. Random number generator for people wondering what RNG means. The question, the statement was, isn't half the problem with mastery isn't half the problem the mastery duplicate coupled with haste induced ticks on their flame shock, given so many free instants? Echo of Elements was only half the issue. Let's see. Several things compounded to create the complaints that we have been seeing for elemental shamans. Echo of Elements and Lava Surge procs, as well as the Mastery spell duplication, which are all parts of it. We nerfed Echo of Elements to take the edge off the extreme elemental... My pad went out. We nerfed Echo of Elements to take the edge off the extreme elemental burst situations. We will continue to monitor every class as they make change. Basically, they said, we think this will work. We don't know if it's going to work. And if it didn't work, we'll fix it. So yeah, great work on the testing there, guys. Good job. What are you going to do? It's just like, hey, look. We don't really know what we're doing. Nah, they know what they're doing. I just like this. It's just funny. It's like, yeah, we think this is the problem, and we're gonna fix it. Yeah, but maybe, I don't know. So yeah, this is an interesting little thing here. It's talking about scaling up old dungeons and raids. Basically, what that means is taking old dungeons, old raids, etc., and making them all so you can play them in current content. So let's read this, shall we? I think you might be referring to this interview with Vanyan. We still need to find an appropriate reward scheme for the scaled up content, though. So feel free to share your eureka moments. Might help out our devs and eventually speed things up a bit. As Tom said, we won't be seeing this happen until some point in the future. I don't know about you guys, but personally, this news is so exciting that I think I'll be running faster than usual for a while. Basically what it's saying is, it might be a while before it actually happens, but it's going to happen at some point. Next expansion? Probably not. I'm going to guess not at the start of next expansion. That might happen midway, or even like the final patch of that expansion. Kind of like in Myst, we're getting things like Flex Raid and Connected Realms and things. People have been kind of like, hey, can we get a difficulty that's easier than, or harder than LFR, but easier than normal, and I can also bring up to 25 people, but if I don't have 25 people and I only have 15, is that cool? And they're like, okay, here's Flex Raid. And then Connected Realms, people was like, we need to merge the servers forever, so Connected Realms was their answer for that. I think it works better, personally. Let's see, some old patch notes. Just like going over stuff. Going over different interviews. Let's see. Oh, see, here's something I didn't know, because it was kind of speculated that we wouldn't know who the next war chief was until right before the next expansion. But this kind of puts that to bed, because it says the Horde version of the cinematic after Garrosh will show the process of the war chief selection. The Alliance version will be slightly different. I'm sure there's going to be some, just take over the city, destroy it, blah, 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 and it's like, lol, no, you can't do that, because that would ruin game, and we can't ruin game because then there would be no factions. Glad I said something like that. Factions in Warcraft, I understand having the Horde and the Alliance, and to a degree I can understand some PvP elements. What I don't understand was by the end of Warcraft 3 and Frozen Throne, the Horde and Alliance were in a relatively good place. It wasn't like perfect by any means, and I know this is like all that war breaking out and blah blah blah. I just never understood the direction when Warcraft, World of Warcraft came out, why we had to have red versus blue. It didn't make much sense to me, because my opinion was, okay, you've got both factions. I mean, there are differences, and they're not going to be exactly trustworthy, but it's always been said in lore, we are putting our differences aside to kill Illidan, or kill the Lich King, kill Ragnaros, to kill Deathwing. But we still hate each other, and you would think that after we've come together so many times to kill major world-destroying threats, that those differences would be like, yeah, whatever. It's like, yeah, it's cool, man. I could see, at the time, Varian and Thrall just go get a beer. It's like, yeah, it's cool, dude. Yeah, there was all that crap that happened. That's in the past. We've done, we've killed a bunch of bad guys. We're cool now. But no, they had to push the whole and I think a lot of it is, and it's kind of what you get, when I was talking yesterday about the whole Garrosh thing. You had a segment of the population who says, you got to keep the war in Warcraft. It's not called World of Peacecraft. It's war in Warcraft. I was like, okay. Then StarCraft needs to be a star simulation making game because it's called StarCraft. I shouldn't have any kind of fights or battles in there, right? See, you counter stupidity with logic. It just because the name is Warcraft doesn't mean that there has to always be war. War could be, the whole setup. If anybody knows the lore, and I might have a whole lore podcast. I might do a lore week one day. The whole lore is that eventually all the races are going to have to come together to defeat the ultimate evil, which is Sargeras. You haven't seen Sargeras in game. Let's put it this way: he is the end all. He is Diablo from Diablo series. He is the big bad. He will come, and when he comes, it'll be. There's even been talks, little rumors I heard here and there. It's like, even when he shows up, we probably won't be able to fight him in that current expansion. He'll show up and crap goes down, and then it's like, you go, it's like, and you don't really fight him because he's just so, wow, he will destroy. I believe in one of the books they said, when he just trying to enter Azeroth the first time, that when I think it was his hand came through the portal, that the area around where he was coming through, the temperature went up 100 degrees, and that was just his hand. That's the reason why he leads the Burning Legion. So yeah, take that into account. I think that's going to be cool. But that's getting back to the whole thing, it's like, that's the whole purpose. The purpose is we're eventually going to take on the ultimate evil, and then but while we're doing that, we're going to have faction strife and all this stuff. We're going to fight, and we're going to poke at each other. But it's kind of like, I can understand it. It's like we're fighting to make ourselves stronger for when that does happen. But I think a lot of fans want the fighting just for the sake of the fight, because they want their version of Warcraft and they don't want the developers to tell their story. Which is why a lot of people railed against Mr. Pandaria. It's like, oh, you put pandas in the game, stupid kitty, kung fu panda, stupid. Well, for one thing, Pandaren were in the game since Warcraft 3, The Frozen Throne. So get over yourselves. They've always been there. Chin Stormstout was is one of the key figures in the founding of Durotar. There would be no, right? Let's put it this way: we wouldn't be sieging Orgrimmar if it wasn't for Chin Stormstout, because there wouldn't be an Orgrimmar to siege. And I was like, and there's another character in there, Rexar, the Beastmaster Hunter, and all that good stuff. But that's another thing. I'll go into the lore one day. And that's the thing. I think I just don't understand. And for the longest time, why they had to cause, like when they put the King Varian in the game. I think that was right with that was Wrath of the Lich King. Yeah, they put him in the game in Wrath of the Lich King. I was like, oh cool, they finally have a leader on the alliance that's like like Thrall. We knew Thrall was the war chief, as the freaking war chief. He was the man, the orc, the whatever, what do you want to call him? And then the alliance got something like that, and of course he was let's call him what it is. He was a racist. He's like, yeah, kill all the horde, kill the orcs, a bunch of savages, just need to be put down like dogs, blah blah blah. He's gotten better. I will say that. He's actually grown from his where he was, whereas Garrosh, kind of took a tumble down the cliff, a very, very, very steep cliff. But you know what? That's all good, because I didn't like Garrosh anyway, so it's whatever. Oh, good. Yeah, Garrosh is dead. Yes. Finally, now we can get past that and go on to do something else. And then there's the whole speculation of who the new war chief is going to be. But yeah, I'll talk about that during the lore week. Which, you know what? That'll probably be not next week, because next week is going to be heavy patch, big patch stuff and everything. So let's call lore week will be the week of September the 16th, I believe. Yeah. So week of the September the 16th, I will do an entire lore week, and I'll start from the beginning, and we'll see how far we go. But anyway, so we're coming to about that time. We're going to end it. I hope the volume is better this week, this time, because I wanted to make that change. I noticed when I uploaded it that it took a while. I mean, it took a while. It took 8 hours to upload a video with no video. Imagine that. But anyway, I hope that the volume will be better this time and people can hear me better. Please let me know via Facebook, via Twitter, via messages on YouTube, etc., etc. Let me know how the volume is. I can make some adjustments and whatnot, and we'll see what we can do. Anyway, hope everybody had a good time listening. And like I said, I think this one's a little better. Hopefully I'll grow into it a little bit quicker, and it'll all flow better. So I hope you all enjoyed this, and I hope you'll have a good time and good adventuring to you all. Thank you.